Some 6,304 miles from Atlanta, Georgia is Tbilisi, Georgia. Boasting a pop of over 1 million people, it's the capital of Georgia, which is the birthplace of wine, khinkali, khachapuri, and noted terrifying person and mustache boss Joseph Stalin. I was greeted by tour operator Tamuna Chikovani, fashion designer Sharon Marr, and the fearless Paco, whose looks and driving ability mark him as the next Jason Statham. While Georgian drivers are intimidating, off the roads, Tbilisi is a beautiful and welcoming place. At one of its many cafes, I asked people to share their thoughts on their country. 3 words. What is Georgia?
Georgia is my country.
As the most common entry point to the country, at least a couple of days must be spent walking around Tbilisi. Founded in the 5th century AD by Vakhtang I of Iberia, it's very walkable and boasts a subway system and affordable taxis. While packed with history, it's also alive with new construction, often of the more daring variety, such as the Public Service Hall. From there, walk down the Mtkvari River to the Bridge of Peace, which has become perhaps the city's signature piece of architecture. Crossing the river into Reich Park brings you to an oasis of quiet, but I'm not here to chill out. I could hop an aerial tram to Narikala Fortress, but why ride in comfort when I can walk up a steep hill on a summer day? The climb up from the old city brings me to Narikala Fortress. This, I think, is the best view of the city, while being overrun by literally several tourists. Established in the 4th century as a Persian citadel, it also has the recently built St. Nicholas Church. Next stop has to be Kartlas Data, the mother of Georgia. Erected on the top of Solalaki Hill in 1958, she offers a bowl of wine and a sword. Your attitude, visitor or invader, determines which you'll receive. Across the river, you can look back at Tbilisi's monstrous 70s TV tower. Wow! But turn around, and the Holy Trinity Cathedral is equally hard to miss. Completed in 2004, it's the 3rd tallest Eastern Orthodox cathedral in the world, and one of the largest religious buildings in the world by total area.
Georgia for me is an art country.
Start to explore the city's neighborhoods, and you'll find signs of new life everywhere and amazing street art. One of the centers of this art scene is Fabrika. Housed in a former Soviet sewing factory, it's a hostel, coffee shop, bar, art shops, and studios. Here you can meet interesting people from across the globe. There are also some hipsters.
Best of all, when they taste wine and when they ask you to help yourself tasting wine. I think it's the first what the foreigner must see here.
This foreigner was ready to taste wine. With Paco at the wheel, we navigated Tbilisi traffic and hit the highway to the lovely, mountainous, wine-growing region of Kakheti. Wine production started in Georgia some 7,000 years ago, and they've learned a thing or two about it in that time. We arrived in the town of Sighnaghi. Only a couple of thousand people live here, but the tourist traffic is immense, and for good reason.
Tamuna, please look at me. Do you like Georgia? Can you tell me something about Georgia and Sighnaghi, please?
Georgia's still crazy after all these years.
Who is most beautiful girl in the Georgia?
She's holding a camera.
Thank you so much. You're so...
A long lunch here is something you'll remember for a long time, assuming you take it easy on the amazing wines. No, the green stuff is not wine. Nearby is the Bodby Monastery. Despite the monastery moniker, it functions as a nunnery and is surrounded by cypress trees, gardens, mountains, and an amazing sense of peace. Back in Tbilisi, I had to visit the astonishing Dry Bridge Market. I've seen flea markets, but this is something else. You want goblets, knives, swords, old books, Soviet medals, animal horns? This is the place for you. When I'm in Georgia and in Tbilisi, one of the things that I have to fight the urge to do, that even experienced travelers will do, is to think of some places unspoiled, to fall into that whole sort of, oh, you should have been in Prague in 1991 sort of thing. If you come here and appreciate the traffic and the drivers, appreciate the fact that maybe you'll get lost, maybe not everyone will speak English, maybe you won't know what you're ordering off the menu, but be prepared to be astonished and delighted, be prepared to be welcomed, be prepared to be challenged a little bit, be prepared to get lost, but most of all, be prepared to fall in love. At the airport, the signs used to say, and maybe there still is one, Tbilisi, the city that loves you. And as much as that can be true of any city, I think it's true here. Come here and be prepared to fall in love and be prepared to come back, maybe more than once. Thanks.
To me, Georgia is dance, food, and hospitality.